Ever wonder what an accounting analyst actually does all day?
Right.
We're doing a deep dive into their world, those financial detectives,
Yeah.
with some insights from RoleCatcher, this career platform.
Cool. Oh,
So if you're curious about not just what they do, but how to actually make it in that career,
yeah.
this is for you.
This is the place to be.
Yeah, this is it.
It's interesting, actually, when you think about it, this role, it's not just about the numbers.
Mm.
It goes way beyond.
Right, and RoleCatcher, they talk about this thing, evaluating financial statements.
Okay.
What does that even mean? Can you give us a real-world example? What's that like in practice?
Okay, so imagine, right, you're an accounting analyst, you're
Yeah.
looking at these financial statements, and you see this sudden spike in revenue, and there's no explanation, right?
Yeah.
That's when you put your detective hat on.
Okay.
You got to dig into the nitty-gritty,
Yeah.
look at the individual transactions, maybe even the industry trends,
Right.
to figure out why this spike happened.
So it's a puzzle.
Where it's like, is this a good thing? Or is something fishy going on, right?
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
So RoleCatcher also mentions interpreting and implementing new accounting systems,
Right.
which, honestly, that sounds pretty techy.
Yeah.
What kind of tech are we even talking about
Oh,
here?
technology is massive in this, right?
Yeah.
So you've got your cloud-based accounting software.
Yeah.
You've got your automation tools, even AI and machine learning for things like fraud detection, So you need to be comfortable with all of this stuff to actually, make it.
So you're not just stuck in a spreadsheet all day long,
No.
which is what I kind of always pictured.
It's way more dynamic.
Okay.
Yeah.
RoleCatcher also highlights that you're working with clients, interacting with clients.
Right.
What does that actually look like day to day?
It's all about, taking these complex financial reports and making them understandable for everyone else, even if they don't have a finance background.
Yeah.
So you're presenting the reports, you're advising them on strategy, based on your analysis.
Gotcha.
It's communication, big time.
So you've got to be a people person and a numbers whiz.
Exactly.
Okay, so being an accounting analyst is not all about being a math whiz, like we talked about.
Definitely.
But let's say someone's listening and they're like, "This is me. I want to be an accounting analyst."
Right.
What's that journey even look like?
So RoleCatcher, they've got this kind of like a roadmap outlining the whole career path, from entry level all the way up to financial controller, the top dog.
Wow. So what are some of the biggest changes, as you move up that ladder?
So when you're starting out, right, it's a lot of kind of the groundwork.
Okay.
Data entry, maybe prepping basic reports, that kind of thing.
Gotcha.
But as you gain experience, you start taking on more responsibility.
Okay.
You're doing more independent analysis, presenting your findings. And then by the time you hit those senior roles, you're basically developing financial strategy, leading a team, the whole shebang.
So it's like you go from, learning the ropes to actually steering the ship.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Speaking of preparation, let's talk about education.
Okay.
RoleCatcher mentions all these different paths you can take.
Right.
And it's not just about having, accounting on your degree, right?
No, and it's interesting because they emphasize, having a well-rounded skill set.
Okay.
So, yeah, accounting degree is great, but they also recommend courses in finance, business administration, even computer science.
Oh, wow.
Because, tech is so important in this field.
It's really interesting to see how those two connect, the analytical side and the technology.
Oh, absolutely.
Now, let's talk about those certifications, because RoleCatcher, they mention a bunch of them.
Right.
CPA, CMA, CIA. It's like alphabet soup over here.
Yeah, it's a lot, right? But think of them like specialized tools.
Okay.
So you've got your CPA, that's Certified Public Accountant.
Mhm.
They're the gold standard for auditing, taxes, all that good stuff.
Right.
Then you've got your CMA, Certified Management Accountant. They're more focused on the strategic side, financial management within companies.
Gotcha.
And then there's the CIA, and no, we're not talking spies here.
Okay, good.
This is Certified Internal Auditor.
Right.
They focus on risk, internal controls, all that.
So which certification you go for really depends on your kind of your niche interests within accounting, right?
Exactly. It's all about your career goals.
Okay, so we've covered the technical skills,
Okay.
the education, the certifications. But what about personality? What makes an accounting analyst truly stand out,
Right.
exceptional?
Yeah.
RoleCatcher says attention to detail is key.
Oh, absolutely.
But is there anything else that might surprise people?
Attention to detail, it's non-negotiable, right? When you're dealing with numbers.
Right.
But honestly, the best in the game, they're also like crazy creative thinkers.
See, that's not the first thing that pops into my head when I think accounting.
Right. But it's true. It's all about finding like these elegant solutions, but within a really complex framework.
Okay.
So imagine you're trying to help a company and they're in a tough financial spot, right?
Yeah.
You got to know the rules, you got to analyze the data, but then you got to get creative.
Interesting.
Come up with innovative solutions that work for them.
So you're not just like balancing the books, you're composing a whole symphony.
Exactly. It's like art, but with numbers.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so RoleCatcher, they're honest about how tough it is to break into this field.
Yeah, it's competitive.
What's your number one piece of advice for someone trying to get their foot in the door right now?
Network, network, network.
Okay.
And I don't just mean like collecting business cards at some event, you know?
Yeah.
Actually reach out to people who are already doing it, go to conferences, find a mentor.
Yep.
Because building those real relationships, that's what can open doors,
It's all about those human connections. Even in this world that's becoming so driven by algorithms and AI, which actually that's a perfect segue to my final analysis of this deep dive. That is, we've uncovered so much about what it takes to make it as an accounting analyst.
We really have.
What stands out to you as the most, insightful thing you've learned?
Honestly, the adaptability part.
Okay.
You need that solid base, the accounting principles.
Right.
But this field is always changing. New tech, new regulations, you got to keep up.
It's like you're not just keeping pace, you're trying to anticipate the next move.
Exactly. That's the key.
And on that note, folks, that's the end of our deep dive.
This was a good one.
Into the world of accounting analysts.
Fascinating stuff.
We've given you the roadmap. Now it's up to you to take the wheel.
Get out there and do it.
Until next time. Keep asking those questions, keep exploring, and keep diving deep.